After 19 years of making these videos and after about 8 years of health challenges, no added sugar for a month, intermittent fasting, going vegan, quitting internet, 10,000 steps a day, 20,000 steps a day, 30,000 steps a day, and many, many more, the thing that I've learned that's most important, and the thing that I kind of already knew when I first started doing this 19 years ago, because the idea was incepted in my head from the great ZEFRANK, who was doing a week daily video blog channel before anyone was doing that, is going from 0 to 1.
This is an invocation for anyone who hasn't begun, who's stuck in a terrible place between 0 and 1.
The amount of improvement you can do by going from 0 to 1 is enormous. But if you can go from 0 to 1 and stay at 1, or go up to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but just don't ever go back to 0, you win. You basically only need to do 2 things. Go from 0 to 1 and try your best to never go back to 0. With anything you do, weight loss, fitness, cooking, writing songs, making movies, writing books, making art, having good relationships with the people you love, having good relationship with yourself, journaling, therapy, etc. There are things we wish we could do. There are things we worry about when we sit alone. There are things we know we could do better, and yet we persist in not doing them. I have found that what helps for me to get from 0 to 1 is a little bit every day. Try things. But I like the phrase 0 to 1 because it's just to 1. It's not to 100. You're not trying to succeed right away. All you gotta do is a little bit. I think limits are a good thing. If you limit it to just 1, it's easier to wrap around your brain. And these month challenges to me are limits. They're just simplifying everything down to a basic number, 30 days. And a simple goal, doing a thing every day. I kind of stopped running for a while, but since it started getting warm out again here in Wisconsin, I have told myself I'm going to try to run at least 2 miles every day. Sort of inspired by seeing a Casey NEISTAT video recently in which he says he's been running at least 2 miles every day for the past, I don't know, 500 days or something. 2 miles is not a lot for me, and I know some people say you need to have rest days because you're going to hurt your knees and stuff, but for regular runners, 2 miles is actually not very much. It's a small goal, and it's every day. So it's easy to remember. You don't have to schedule it. You don't have to go, oh, what am I supposed to do today? All of that time it takes to figure out what you're going to do in a day is friction and gives you a chance to go back to 0, to say, no, I don't want to do that today. But if you just say, I do this every day, and it's not that much, and you just do it, you don't have to think about it. It's automatic. You just do it. And some days are going to be busier than others. You might have a packed schedule. But if the goal is so small, you can still figure out a way to fit it in. Of course, you may need a break sometimes. I'm not saying don't ever take a break. Yes, be kind to yourself. But what really helps me keep going is thing a day, writing a page of a story a day, tidying your house for 10 minutes. In fact, I made a video about the 10-minute rule in which you just do things for 10 minutes, maximum. That helped me in China gradually clean out our garage. I wrote a song. I started writing a novel. I actually ended up failing at that. Not really failing, I just wasn't that interested in finishing that novel. I might return to it or do another one day. That's fine. It was a learning experience. And because I was doing it in such small increments, it wasn't that big a deal when I stopped, which is another reason the 2-mile goal is good if you're just starting running, or even just 1 mile, or half a mile, or half a block, whatever gets you started. The way that I do a lot of things is I learn by doing, but I'm not gonna go all in super hard because I'll probably hurt myself or do things wrong. Like when I started exercising and running, I didn't know anything about anything around that, like the equipment you need, the way you need to maintain your diet, making sure you get enough nutrients. I learned as I went along. Baby steps. For instance, now I know that I need more protein when I run and when I work out on a regular basis. And I learned more efficient ways to get it, such as from Aura, who is the sponsor of this video. I'm going to talk about them for a second. Aura makes a plant protein powder called So Lean and So Clean. Wait. Plant-based? Does that mean it's going to taste like ground up chalk mixed with bits of leaf and wood pellets? No, it's delicious. They use organic coconut milk for creaminess. Any artificial flavors? Nope. Sugar alcohols? Nope. Any gums like guar gum? Nope. What about the banned guar? No, they didn't grind up the banned guar and put them in a protein powder. Though that is something guar would do. Yes, it is, and it would rock, but it's probably best they didn't. Gimme. All right. That's actually super yummy delicious. Yeah, and it's made from 6 plant sources. Wait, let me guess. Peas, agrees. Rice, nice. Cranberries, heck yeah, and berries. Sasha Inchi, would you call me? That's a plant that produces fruit with edible seeds. Oh, Yes, amaranth, amaranth, and sprouted quinoa. Sprouted quinoa! My nickname in clone school. I don't care. And all those ingredients give you a complete amino acid profile. That's why you look so complete today. Ah, well, thank you. I also took a shower. Okay. It's also USDA organic and third-party tested, and they published their test results publicly, which not a lot of companies do. I don't even do that. I failed a lot of tests I don't want you to know about, guys. A shake I actually want to drink that I just take 2 minutes to make every day. One small thing. 0 to 1. Way to thematically tie it back in. Thank you. And Aura is offering yourself 30% off all first-time orders across the Aura site. Link down there in the doobly-doo. Okay, back to it. Back to what? Oh, the video, right. Okay, go ahead. A story I think about, I don't know if this is actually true, but it's a nice little fable where someone sees a great painter that they love, like Picasso. I think Picasso is the story. Someone comes up to him and says, hey, could you draw me a flower? He draws it in 30 seconds and says, that'll be $10,000. And the guy says, that only took you 30 seconds. And he says, that took me 40 years to learn how to draw that. Okay. Picasso's a jerk in that story, and apparently maybe in real life, but he's recognized in public. He's able to draw something pretty darn good in a very short amount of time. Not because he just figured it out one day. It's because of the years and years and years of work. Some successes, some failures, some little things, some big things. I've been obsessed with the movie Obsession lately, directed by YouTuber Curry Barker. A budget of $750,000, and it has now made more than $400 million in the theater. People look at that movie and they might think, oh, you just need to do low-budget horror. People like low-budget horror now. Or maybe Curry Barker's just a uniquely talented storyteller. And that is true. But this movie would not have happened. It would not have been made, and if it were made, it wouldn't be the way it is now without what he did with his friend Cooper on their YouTube channel for years. I've been watching a lot of the YouTube channel lately, and there's a lot of amazing, hilarious stuff on there. But at one point, it looked like they were making well-produced sketches twice a month for a while, and many, many shorts. Do you think when they were making those that they thought one day they were gonna revolutionize the film industry with a horror movie? No, they didn't know that. They were just making the thing, and the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. A lot of them have a lot of views now. Maybe, I don't know at the time if they got a lot of views or not. I wasn't watching. I didn't know about them. But I bet some of them did well. Some of them didn't do as well. But they continued. They just persisted and did it again and again and again with a small crew of people. So they were getting feedback from comments. Curry was learning how to write and to direct people and to shoot and edit. Started doing actual horror short films, just putting them on YouTube, doing what he could with what he had over and over and over again. So that when the opportunity came for the big show, the big stage, he just flowed naturally into it. He was ready. If you want to achieve great things, or even just small things, or if you just want to maintain and improve yourself, you just got to do a little bit every day. This is the idea that occurred to me when I started making this YouTube channel, and I have, with some exceptions, persisted for the last 19 years and have had ups and downs, and I am not stopping now. To this day, I'll put out things that don't do well, that not a lot of people see. It doesn't matter. I'm going to move on to the next thing. I'm not going back to zero. An interesting phenomenon happens when you do a thing a little bit every day. People think that's your identity. People think that's what you do, because, I mean, technically you are doing it, but I don't think of myself as some sort of fitness guru. I don't think of myself as an expert in health or any of the things that I've done a challenge with. I'm just a dude figuring it out every time. I still don't really know how the YouTube game works, partly because it's always changing. I have tons of experience doing it, but there's so much of it that's still a mystery to me. Yet people will look to me like I know what I'm talking about because I just do stuff. It's in the doing. It's not in the knowing. It's not in the research. When you do a thing, you can prove to someone that you know what you're doing a lot better by actually showing the stuff you did rather than by saying to them, oh yeah, I read up on this a lot. Just do the thing. Even do it badly, but do it on a regular basis, and good things will probably happen. One thing that I think I've struggled with a lot in my life is just small talk and just talking to strangers and just general conversation with people. And I think of the people that I know who I think are good at it. When I really look at it, I don't think they have any secret when it comes to talking to people. I think they just do it. They just do it a lot. Stumble through the awkward parts of conversation and don't care. And they've learned things to not to avoid awkward conversation or making another person feel uncomfortable or something, probably just from doing it, from actually making people uncomfortable or saying the wrong thing other times and failing and avoiding it. I do think certain talents do come naturally to some people and not others. Some people are better at certain things than others innately. But I think experience can get you good enough at most things. All it takes is going from 0 to 1, actually doing the thing. But not trying to go from 0 to 10 or 100, because then you're not gonna keep doing it, because you're probably not gonna get to 10 or 100. And if you become a person who just does the thing on a regular basis, it won't even matter if you get to 10 or 100. And if you do get to 100, if you do succeed, that's still not the end. Life continues on. It's pretty common for people, once they achieve their goals, to be like, now what? Life is a marathon, not a sprint. So I say, figure out the small things that you can do every day that are not so overwhelming that you may even enjoy. Keep it going. Keep the train moving. Keep the gears turning. Keep the water flowing. Keep the channel open. Keep the toilet flushing. Keep the butt farting. And that sums it all up, doesn't it? Keep the butt farting.